Hi, we're here at the Future Wealth Forum in Brisbane, and I'm joined by Paul Engerman from Ainsley Bullion here in Brisbane. Now, Paul, first question I have off the ranks is, how long have you been in the gold-silver space?
Ainsley Bullion's been around for 40 years. We're the largest bullion dealer in Queensland, and be around for a lot longer yet.
Now, you don't look 40. When did it start?
For me personally, I only came in around 18 months ago, and I left 20 years in the property development area. But the company heralds back to my father, and I took over the reins as he went into retirement.
Fantastic. Now, one of the questions that we want to cover off on is we get asked lots of times, isn't it expensive to start? So, isn't it expensive to buy gold, buy silver? I mean, how can you do it if you just want to get started?
Yep. The beauty, I guess, with silver in particular, is that it's a great entry level with silver. We have guys coming in literally every week, high-vis vest, coming in, and they buy one or two silver coins. And the beauty with gold too is you can go down to 5 grams, and which sort of $260 at the moment. And so there's entry levels, and that diversity of customer that we have is great to see, because you can see people building their wealth, and it's good to be part of.
Fantastic. Now, how big's your team at Ainsley Bullion? Is it just yourself, or is there a few people?
Yep. No, there's a team of 7 of us at the moment. So we've got John in Treasury, so nothing gets past John, and a few salespeople, and Jeff and myself. So it's a good team.
Fantastic. From an investment point of view, do you have many investors that come to the shop, or are they all investors? These high-vis vest gentlemen that you talk about, are they just coming to sort of secure things, or are they after like a long-term play? Do you know much about what's sort of happening, the type of clients? Yeah,
look, it's a real mix, and that investment, it shades lines. I think bullion, there's the money side of things, and I think that's the bit that gives people the comfort that their investment, if they're going to call it that, has a solid base. You then have the play when you can see it's something that's undervalued, and you're starting to think of that sort of more immediate capital growth, and it certainly looks like we're at that time in the cycle. So it's a bit hard to tell. Some people, I think it always mixes. The money side of things gives people that sort of solid feel about it.
Aside from the small amounts that you can buy, how does the pricing work? Because I see on apps like Kitco, and it's one of the things people often ask, is that the spot price versus, say, the retail price. Just explain to our viewers how that works.
Okay, I think probably the best analogy is everyone sees the cash rate. So if Glenn Stephen gets up there and says we're at 2.5%, you're not going to get a mortgage for that. So everything has its base, and the spot price is that internationally traded recognisable price. So, but that's for that's interbank trading and the likes and the futures. For us, we're selling the real deal. Okay, so that's then cast into maybe a 1 ounce bar or a 1 kilo bar, and depending on the work that goes into it, there's obviously costs, and then also we need to pay our rent, and so there's a margin basically off that spot price, and some people call it a spread as well, but it just reflects the amount of work that goes into creating that piece of bullion, and also to allow that business that's selling it to survive.
And obviously, if you want to get rid of your gold and silver, you want to sell it, you'll also take it back. And how does that pricing work?
The same basis. So there's a spread above spot for purchasing, and there's a spread just below in terms of buying back. So it's and it basically allows you to recirculate that material.
Fantastic, very good. Now, one of the questions that a lot of other people ask is, if I'm looking for a sort of a long-term investment, is it better to buy 5 grams of gold, or is it better to buy, or with silver, kilo of silver, or is coins? What do you recommend, I guess?
Yeah, look, as I said before, the price reflects the work that goes into a bar. So if you're buying a kilo of gold, the margin on that is a lot less than an ounce of gold. What you then have to consider, though, is then selling it. So we're looking at prices now that could go substantially higher. So how tradable is that going to be? So the bigger the bar you buy now, that's a lot more value that you're going to have to sell. So if you want to be trading down gradually, the smaller product is probably better. And it gets down to whether you want to buy a bar or a coin. Coins are a little bit more again, so there's a more work in that minting. They come in a plastic case usually, but that margin that you're paying now off silver at maybe $21, when silver's at 50 or 100, are you really going to care about that $8 margin now? It'll still be $8 on 100, just as it's $8 on 21. So it's horses for courses, but generally I think a mix that allows you to have some smaller stuff that you can trade easily is probably worth considering.
Fantastic. Now, how can we find out about you? Do you have a website? What's your address and phone number? How's the best place to get in contact with you or Ainsley Bullion?
Yeah, sure. We have a physical store, so we're on level 6 of 12 Creek Street in the CBD, so the Blue Tower. So people can literally come in, cash and carry. It's immediate. You can be in and out in a few minutes. Or you can buy on our website, so it's www.ainsleybullion.com.au. It's a full web store there. We have a whole lot of educational material as well, and a whole explanation about how to go about it. Or likewise, you can phone up and call and buy off the phone. So there's 3 options there, all of them very easy. We can mail the product to them, or we can have it ready for collection. We also deliver up to the reserve vault for free, fully insured. So that covers that storage component of the equation. That there's the largest independent vault in Australia sitting right at their doorstep.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining me on Bullion, and I look forward to our further chats. Thank you.